Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final update of 2021. And you might notice that we don't have a face cam and we don't have the normal audio right now, which means that I'm currently at my parents' chilling for New Year's and having the final days of my vacation before we're going back with the grind from next week on. What do we see on the charts? Well, we do see that we are hitting all-time highs day after day, which is obviously great. We can see that we've got range-bound constructions which we broke through. So we're going to discuss that a little bit. But before that, we're going to end off this year, of course, with saying that you should subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram if you want to stay tuned on what I'm providing as content on a daily basis. What do we see on Bitcoin? We do see that Bitcoin has been taking the spotlight in general, through which we can see that we are still grinding upwards, causing the dominance to go up a little bit more from here. We have been discussing this construction previously, in which we said, okay, we've got this high here, we got rejected, immediate bounce from the 27K zone, which got rejected and a lower high was made. Then the crucial area was that range around 26K, which had to hold as support, and which we currently see holding as support here as well. Higher low here, constructing a continuation, after which we took the liquidity above the high and had a crucial area for support that had to hold here. In general, that held, and therefore we see the upwards grind, in which we can define target zones, which we're getting close to, and that is the 30K level for Fibonacci Extension. In general, the conclusion is drawn that the levels are still the same. So for instance, for the upwards momentum, you generally do want to hold this 27.5K zone for support. If that does not provide support, so for instance, we are going to reverse here and test the support here again, it's very likely that we're most probably going to get a inverse on head and shoulders pattern in which we break south. So something like this would give us confirmations that we're breaking south, in which the 28.5K zone is going to reject, and then we're going to have lower highs and further downwards momentum. However, trend is still up, so target zone at 30K is still there, which means that altcoins are probably going to have some pain in general. Let's see whether we can add a little bit higher time frame charts here, in which we can see that we have a very high and vertical chart since the low in March. Most likely, and what should be watching in here is we should be watching a few moving averages, and I'm going to discuss it a little bit more in the coming period. But the moving averages to watch are the ones, the 200 weekly MA and the 21 weekly MA, which is currently at 16K. But the moment that there is a correction occurring, this one will probably grind around 20K and starts to be relatively slow, or at least go less vertical. We have to hold the 21-week MA for support in order to see continuation. So the first major level that we could be testing if we get a standard 30% correction is our previous all-time high, which will probably mean that we're going to have a period like this in which we continue to grind after all and further down the line. Are we going to get such a heavy correction? Nope, but not sure at least. But we can conclude that the price is going relatively vertical, so you have to be watching it for a little. Overall, price is still grinding upwards heavily towards 30K. Next level after 30K, we've also described that, is 32.8. So I've got 30K and I've got 32.8. If we flip 28.5 bearish, most likely we're going to see a test of 26K. Then we've got Ethereum, which is also making new yearly highs, as we have been describing here. And through that we are making those yearly highs, we can actually start targeting higher levels slightly for the next impulse wave. So as we stated, the area around 480 is the level that we should be holding. But given this construction, we have a new block that we should be testing before we can continue, which is anything between 530 to 580 bucks. That could also flip for support, in which we grind sideways like we have been doing in the previous period and then start the impulse wave towards $1,500. The higher this temporary top is going to occur, so for instance, if we grind further up towards 825 and then we have the correction, the higher the impulse wave will be towards the next level. And in this case, most likely the next run is going to be towards $1,700. But for now, if we are going to top out here and have a slight correction, the area to watch is $1,500, in which this area around 550 is the level that I should be definitely watching for entries, and the next area is still the same, which is around $490. Then finally, ETH BTC still following the plan. Many squigglies here as TradingView did not save it the right way, but in general we can state that we are holding this crucial area here. We have to make a slight bounce up, go sideways for a few weeks like we have been doing on every bottoming construction, and then we can start rallying as we are making higher lows, higher highs, and then we can start continuing towards 0.6 Satoshis. Then we've got another one, which is Chainlink, full retrace here, getting towards entry zones as everybody is currently being bearish on Chainlink. This one is probably going to have a sideways period like any of these periods we had after an impulse wave. Most likely the bounce up is going to be almost 2x from here, as the first real resistance is found around 75,000 Satoshis. Support area quite clearly around this high. So anything between 32k Satoshis to 37,000 Satoshis is just a clear entry zone for Chainlink. And it's just eager to have that bounce up. This negative parabolic usually ends up with a big bounce up. And then you don't really get many re-entries. So during the first run up, you probably are going to chase the trade, which I would not be doing if I were you. But if we get the bounce up, any flip of the level of, for instance, 50,000 Satoshis or 47,000 Satoshis, a retest is the entry that you want to take from this one. I think we've had the capitulation already, and we're getting quite close to the altcoin bottom. So that's the update for today. It's relatively the same in the past few days. I'm going to wish you all a happy new year. I'm looking forward to 2021 to continue grinding with you, and let's kick some ass in 2021. And I'll see you tomorrow for a new update. Take care and all the best.